I hope you can hear me. I was doing some stuff, and I was just thinking. I recently reconnected with someone I haven't seen in years, and it was cool. I don't know. I was reflecting on it, and this is what came to mind. Don't mind my hair. I just washed it and conditioned it and all of that. So listen, this is a mistake I see a lot of people do when they're meeting new people and trying to get to know them, or taking a acquaintance to another level of acquainting. Okay? So, this is the pitfall I see a lot of people do. They will comment on relationships they've been in, patterns that happened, not patterns. They don't see the pattern, right? They don't know why they attract the type of people they attract and the situations they go through. They don't understand the lesson. They don't understand what type of trauma or what type of wound is attracting these types of individuals. So what people, men and women, tend to do is divulge too much information about the exes, the situations they endured with them, and it alludes to what type of trauma they're dealing with, what type of fears they have, what type of apprehension, almost justifying that the type of apprehension they'll have going into any given situation that is new for them, right? They're telling you their fears up front. They're telling you the way they were treated up front, how they felt about it up front, their pains, their hurts. Now, most people would think that this is a very positive thing because a person is being transparent and a person is willingly telling you these things. But let me tell you something. Not everybody is considerate, okay? Not everybody is going to use that information for the best interest of the person they're connecting to. Some people have that empathy. Even the term narcissist, those are empathic people. So don't get it confused. Just because a person is an empath doesn't mean they're not carrying narcissistic tendencies, okay? Because they can feel it. They can sense it. They can understand the pattern of behavior that you're susceptible to. That could be a weakness for you. That could jab at those wounds that you have. That could bring you to an emotional imbalance. You understand what I'm saying? So as a person who's putting yourself in a vulnerable position to be acquainted with a new person, be mindful of what you're sharing. Because if you're still in the process of healing from certain things, that healing is specific to you. A person that is going to assist you in your healing is not going to know how they're helping you or with what. Only you know this, because your journey of healing is personal to you. On the other hand, you'll have people in your soul group, in your soul family, in your collective of like-minded and like energy individuals that will be able to support you through that and do know details and can support you through them. But that's not when you're meeting a new person and getting acquainted. Do not give a person a blueprint to get closer to the core of you. You leave yourself susceptible to being dogged, hurt, cheated, misused, misunderstood, all for the benefit of the love you have at the core of you. So keep those personal things, those situations that you've been through that did a lot of damage, keep them to yourself. Keep them to yourself, okay? Because a person who is naturally aligned with you, who will go through this journey with you, won't even know that they're actually a part of it and assisting you in supporting that healing and that health, okay? I'm telling you. Do not divulge the trauma you have been through in interpersonal relationships that were romantic with a new romantic partner. A lot of people misuse that. You tell them those deep things, you tell them those hurtful things that you've been through, you want them to understand so they don't hurt you in that manner, when really you're giving them You're giving them the secrets to navigate closer to the pit of you, to the core of you, to the soul of you, whether or not they're for you. So when these people get close to you and they cause trauma and they cause pain, you gave them the information on how to get there. If you understand me, please leave a comment, because I need everybody who understands this message to confirm that you understand that a person who is naturally meant to align with you will do so without direction. This will show you that their values, their core values, moral code, alignment, energy, intention is as it should be. And they'll get there on their own if they're intended to. Do not give them the information to get there. Ice Cube seconds that notion, okay? Because today is going to be a good day. So I'm just laying it on and letting you know the shit stops now. We don't do that. We don't give people the information, not even through music. Stop sharing your music. Stop it. Because if they can figure out your pattern and they can figure out your type, they will manipulate their actions in accordance to that to get closer to a place that they don't belong in. Where's the lens? Right there. Okay. So don't do it. Don't give people a one-up on you. Let them gravitate towards you naturally and let your energy speak for itself. If they're aligned with you, they'll know how to get in and get through. Because we're in the process of healing and doing all these things, we have to be open. Sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, these things have to be open in order for us to be receptive, okay? So since they have to be open and we have to be receptive, we're also going to receive the information coming from each and every individual, what their energy really do, what that spirit really do. That's what we want to find out. So we stop giving them information. Stop giving them the passcodes and stop giving them the fucking keys to who you are. The shit is locked tight like a chastity belt for a reason. And I'm not saying that's cool to build up these barriers and borders, but when you understand the intricacies of yourself and how you're just not cut like the next person, you're a rarity. And you need to know that. Stop telling people about how an ex mistreated you, because they're going to take note and they're going to work their way around that. They're going to do it in a different way. It'll look like a different type of person, but it'll be the same lesson under a different skin suit. Okay? So we're not attracting shit from the past. Like, we've come too far. If you're watching this shit, you have survived a motherfucking pandemic. We've come too fucking far to make mistakes and missteps like this, okay? We know there's snakes in the grass. We know there's black widows out here. We know that the terrain is fucking tumultuous. But this is what our emotional intelligence and our discernment is all about. And I really need to weed out those who really rock with me and understand what the fuck I be talking about from those who just want to subscribe to somebody who's going to lie to them and keep telling them the same, your soulmate is coming, your soulmate is coming, your soulmate is coming. I'm not going to contrive a message, and I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you out of love. You have to understand that sometimes I'm that friend that people don't want to call because they're not 100% ready with the response they're going to be given. They have to be fully ready for it because they may not like the response and it may go against everything they want to hear. So shit, I'm just letting y'all know, it's It's too critical out here in these spiritual streets, these physical streets, these mental streets, the mind games, the manipulation, the emotional susceptibility is at an all-time high. Because everybody wants that one. Everybody wants that thing. They want that joy. They want that peace. And this is the shit we're here to cultivate. We gotta have it first. Because you can't attract like if that's not like you. If you don't have that, you won't be able to attract that. You're not gonna find that resonant feeling, that knowing, that understanding, that unspoken bond of understanding with anyone if you don't first know who the fuck you are, what the fuck you're capable of, and what you're here to do. And even that takes time. So imagine just popping up one day and you meet somebody and they just have it all. After you spill out your life story and then they come through with all the right moves. It is too good to be true sometimes. Because it wasn't truth. They were bringing it in. They took the truth you gave and created an image to be unlike that thing you've described. And they could be the very fucking same. Awareness is key. Protect thyself in all ways. In all ways. Because you'll start to see when a connection is meant for you and it comes into your being and it comes into your alignment and it comes into your life within your auric field and it resonates on a high frequency, you'll start to see your money increase. You'll start to see opportunities pop up. You'll start to see a uptick in your energy, in your productivity, in your creativity. You'll see it. You'll know it. That's a physical manifestation of what the fuck you've let into your life. And if you don't see that, if you see a person is coming around and then you have an unexpected bill, you have a tire goes flat, you get some unpleasant news, you get written up at work, or you lose something, that is a physical manifestation of what the fuck is occurring in your energy, in your auric field. I hope I'm making myself clear, because I'm not going to tolerate none of my people falling for the okie doke. I'm just not. Just as quick as I can tell you you're the shit and you got this and you doing everything the fuck you need to be doing, I'm going to correct your ass and help you realign. And I need y'all to do the same for each and every motherfucker in your life, because if they can't take it, they're not yours. They're not a part of you. They're not a part of your family on a soulful level. They can be blood, they can be friends, they can be coworkers or whatever. But if they cannot align with the truth, your truth, their truth, then they're resonating at a frequency of falseness. And everybody comes into their truths at different times because there's so many of them that it's going to take us years and decades to start to unravel all of the falseness that we've picked up along the way. All of the trauma we've aligned ourselves with and created this narrative when we recall our life and our events and why we are the way we are. We were the way we were, and it served its purpose. And now we're realigned with a new narrative of how shit about to go. I hope I made myself clear. I will not be delivering this message again, because I love my people. But I had to say what I had to say. And it's amazing to me that I still have to teach the men coming my way to have the awareness. They're older than me, some of them younger than me, and they come my way and they have this same, I'm like, hey, sometimes you're doing too much. Or sometimes you're overgiving. If you can't receive what you're giving, you're an overgiver and you're going to keep getting used. And I'm pretty sure that every other woman that you've dealt with has used you or taken advantage of you in some shape, form, or fashion. Or you've been too kind, too nice. People have run over you. You don't assert yourself. I shouldn't be having to teach. I should be having to teach, but in that context, it's a little stunning to me to be in a position to mentor a man. But that lets me know that he's not a suitor to move to the next stage with. He's a person that has to pick up what I'm laying down, and that's about it. I know the difference. Not every attraction is meant to be cultivated into a relationship. Sometimes people are attracted to you because of the lesson that you teach. This is why people who overgive are linked with people who take too fucking much or who are selfish. They have to be taught selflessness through the person that they care for being distraught and heartbroken when they fuck up. If you get what I'm saying. So no trauma is for no reason. We have to be able to use the shit that we've gone through, not bringing it up to beat ourselves down or to have this fear about it or this sore spot. But it is emotional lessons and intelligence. Like, you have taken this test so many times. Let's graduate to the next grade so we can get a fucking diploma and go about our business. We don't want to keep reliving the same things over and over. You will be stuck and you will be stagnant and you will be confused and you will not understand because you are missing the point over and over again. That thing that feels uncomfortable, to tell a motherfucker no, to tell a motherfucker stop, to tell a motherfucker enough, I can't, no thank you. Or in the inverse, to finally say yes, to finally say okay, to finally compromise on something, to finally put someone else first versus yourself. Whatever station you are at, you're going to have to flip. If your habit has been this, it's going to have to transform to that. And you've had enough examples of people in your life to teach you how to do it in a balanced way. Because you were here and they were here. Those extremes are now balanced because you have the information from being on this end and also having been put in their position on the other side of things at the polar opposite in order to bring that balance and that equivalent motion. Now you know how to conduct yourself because you can see from both perspectives. This is what brings us into an alignment on our path instead of us going off course and detouring and shit because we're discombobulated, because we're affected by the energy around us instead of being present and being that vibration that moves forward and everything the fuck moves around you. If it's not resonant, it's going to bounce off of your aura. It's going to repel what is not of you and what is not for you. So if you're still attracting certain things, you either have a hole in your aura or remnants of this pattern is still within your aura to be cleared, to be released. This is directed healing. So once you can recognize the pattern and understand both aspects of it and how they're related, you can bring yourself to a point of balance instead of oscillating in one way or another and being on this imbalanced path. So again, no more giving out the tips and tricks on how to get closer to you. When you think you're protecting yourself, you're actually giving them an in. That's like giving somebody the code to your safe. So when they bust it open and crack it open and now you're left vulnerable and your heart is just on the line. Like, there's no one at fault for that. You gave them everything they needed to get there. So be mindful of what you're sharing, what you're giving, even in conversation, even with your bodily movement. Like, you need to be aware of how you clam up, how you cover up, and these things are your tells. Especially if a person plays poker or is very observant in that way, they're gonna know everything about you. 30-minute conversation, if it takes that long. They're going to understand what type of woman or man you are, and they're going to navigate their way around it so they can get closer. So, food for thought, or just got into it. I will see y'all later. Gonna finish my nails, finish my hair, straighten up, do all this other shit. And y'all have a great ass day. I love y'all.